WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Coronavirus has claimed 2 more lives in Mississippi. Late this afternoon, the Mississippi State Department of Health confirmed the deaths of a Tunica County woman and a Wilkinson County man. That brings the total number of confirmed deaths up to 5, including a man from Webster County. 2 Northeast Mississippi counties are also reporting their first cases of coronavirus today. The Mississippi Department of Health reporting 1 case each in Calhoun and Prentiss counties. According to a press release from the city of Tupelo, 14 people are being treated at North Mississippi Medical Center. Ocklawaha County is reporting 7 cases total. Choctaw and Winston County are reporting 3 cases each, and Montgomery County now has 4 cases. The state's total number of cases is 377. The Department of Health says over 1,900 people have been tested for the virus. There is no confirmation on how many tests are outstanding. Board of Supervisors in Chickasaw County put a curfew in place for county residents. That curfew started tonight and is from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. each day until further notice. Supervisors are also urging people to follow guidelines released by the CDC, including social distancing, groups no larger than 10, and traveling only for urgent needs. The county asked all businesses and industries to work to make sure their employees and customers stay healthy. On the 17th of this month, the county declared a state of emergency. New tonight, you've likely heard the phrase essential businesses a lot in recent days. Governor Tate Reeves signed an executive order Tuesday detailing what those are. Courtney Ann Jackson breaks down the details.
MEMA put out this graphic showing several of the essential businesses, but a look at the full executive order reveals that there are many more businesses considered essential. The governor said Monday that this was the reason for those definitions.
To give clear guidance to our partners at the local level, should they decide to take additional action.
Tupelo Mayor Jason Shelton
is making it clear that local governments cannot close or even limit any of these businesses.
Which means Tupelo is among the local governments having to amend the orders they originally put in place.
We've got a very broad definition of essential businesses and absolutely no definitions of anything else. So what the governor's done is said that the city of Tupelo and no other city or county in the state can be more proactive than what he's going to do.
Many of you have asked specifically about workers at manufacturing facilities or large plants. By this definition, they are deemed essential. Not only that, Section 1A seems to provide an exception to some of the guidelines like 10 or fewer and social distancing for those essential businesses. However, both Toyota and Nissan have announced in recent days that they are temporarily halting production at their plants. But a confirmed COVID-19 case was reported at the Sanderson Farms Macomb location.
Those who are involved in the supply chain for food, they're considered essential operations by all governmental entities, and so there are certain areas where some things could not be avoided.
Still, the governor has made clear both in his briefings and in the order that all businesses should have employees work from home if possible. Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
While there may be some debate over what constitutes essential businesses, one group everyone can agree on is healthcare workers. Doctors, nurses, and EMTs are on the front line of the response to coronavirus. Our Quentin Smith speaks with a doctor at Baptist Golden Triangle who's treated multiple patients just this week who tested positive for the virus.
Hey, I'm Dr. Scott. What's going on today?
Seeing sick patients is nothing new for Dr. Clifton Scott, but what is new is the illness 2 of his recent patients have now contracted.
I'd been off for a week, I guess, when a lot of the corona stuff's been going on, and came back on Monday, and my first 2 patients that I saw were corona patients, corona positive patients.
Scott says both were sick when they came in, showing obvious signs of COVID-19 symptoms.
They'd actually been tested previously in the week prior, so they came back with shortness of breath, fever still, dehydration. It was a very much a flu-like picture if we didn't know that corona was there.
Due to the rapid spread of the virus, Scott says he knew it was only a matter of time before a COVID-19 patient came into the hospital. Once the results came back, doctors immediately began treatment.
One was requiring oxygen, fairly young guy, and I think that's one thing that people need to know is that we've talked about this being mainly a 60 to 80 age group range that we're dealing with, but these are some young people that we're dealing with as well that have COVID.
To protect themselves, doctors at Baptist are putting on gowns, gloves, and face masks whenever they're dealing with patients.
The fear of like taking it home with you or, passing it to somebody else, and we really don't know completely, what droplet amount you have to get on you, or so. I mean, there's a fear involved in seeing them, but we deal with it all the time.
In light of the coronavirus outbreak and dealing with patients on a regular basis, Scott says he's isolating himself from his wife and kids at home. Outside of the hospital are signs that read, "Heroes work here," to honor and thank the medical staff at Baptist for all of their hard work. Scott says he appreciates the kind gesture, but he also knows they can't take all of the credit.
Any community that's self-quarantining and doing the isolation and doing what we're asking them to do, they're all the heroes in this, because it takes all of us to control this right now.
If anyone has symptoms such as coughing, fever, dehydration, you're encouraged not to go up to the hospital. Instead, call the ICU department first, go through the screening process, then they'll let you know if you need to come in. We have that number for you on our website, WCBI.com. A last-minute snag is delaying an estimated $2 trillion stimulus package to prop up struggling workers and companies. And tonight, there are signs that the relief could be anything but quick. Some taxpayers may be waiting as long as 4 months to see the checks. CBS's Nancy Cortez has the very latest from Washington.
The money is CPR for a critically ill economy. Americans want to know how soon they'll see that relief.
They need this money like as fast as possible.
Florida Republican Marco Rubio co-authored the small business section of the bill. More than $350 billion in loans and grants designed to prevent more layoffs.
There's already 800 banks that do this, and the bill authorizes them to use the same infrastructure to immediately begin providing this money.
So a small business can get the money in a week?
Well, in some cases with the express loans, 36 hours.
The bill's big boost in unemployment insurance should go into effect by next week. In Michigan alone, jobless claims have surged from 5,000 last month to 123,000 this month. CBS financial analyst Jill Schlesinger.
So we must help individuals. This bill is a start. We'll see if it's enough.
As for those cash payments, $1,200 for most individuals, double for couples, and $500 more for each child. The Treasury Secretary says the IRS should be able to direct deposit the funds in most bank accounts within 3 weeks. Aaron Sharp of Long Beach, California, is scheduled to be furloughed by a major hotel chain tomorrow, and his salary cut by 80%.
It will help me, of course. Any type of money, I'll take it at this point with being furloughed and not knowing 60 days out if I'll still have a job after that.
One alert about those cash payments: Americans whose bank account information is not already on file with the IRS could find themselves waiting up to 4 months for the money. That's because the IRS is only capable of mailing out about 20 million paper checks a month. Nancy Cortez, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
A very nice day today. Great weather this evening if you were out and about. Maybe you caught this great sunset. This was the view in Oktok. Look at that. Some of those wispy cirrus clouds coming on in at the right time. Here are the clouds in motion with our Alpha Insurance time lapse from downtown Tupelo. Again, the clouds moving on through. Great color out there. Temperatures are a little bit on the cooler side right now, but considering the active weather of yesterday, we'll take this. Temperatures now in the 50s, mainly clear. We could see a little bit of patchy fog later tonight. The wind is light. It's quiet. Lows down to around 50. Now tomorrow we will skyrocket. Look at these temperatures back into the 80s here. One of the warmest days of the year thus far, if not the warmest. 86 in Columbus, 85 Tupelo, West Point, 84 in Starkville. Southerly winds, not just tomorrow, but really for the next couple of days here, Scott. We'll show you that in the 7-day coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you very much. Well, speaking of that raunchy weather last night, at this time, people in Tishomingo County, they were surveying the damage left behind by an EF1 tornado. Today, the cleanup begins. Morale Martin has more from some of those impacted by the twister and how they are counting their blessings and helping each other out.
Jeff Daniel runs the garage and auto repair shop his dad started nearly 50 years ago.
My daddy built this business in 1970 when he got back out of the service. Took it over in '94, been here ever since.
But within seconds, it was all destroyed as the tornado moved along Highway 30.
Mother and Daddy's house took a very, very hard hit. My garage, it's a total loss. But I mean, we thank the good Lord we walked out.
On Wednesday, Daniel was busy salvaging what he could from his garage and his family farm. In Tishomingo, the cleanup was underway. The town's Dollar General took a direct hit. However, all employees left the store and locked up when warning sirens were activated. Employees huddled in a storm shelter a few blocks away. The store donated some items like dog food, water, and snacks to nearby Gospel Lighthouse Pentecostal Church. A carport's roof near the church's playground was ripped off and covered the sanctuary's front doors. The church's pastor says there has been no shortage of help.
There's been people walking up like any small town, people we don't even know, asking if they could help. And you just see the greatness and people coming out every minute that passes.
As homeowners, businesses, and churches wait to hear from insurance adjusters, neighbors will continue helping neighbors in Tishomingo County. Everyone we spoke with is thankful that no one was seriously injured or killed, and everyone says they'll rebuild. Allie Martin, WCBI News.
People are being asked to avoid any unnecessary travel to Tishomingo County. That extra traffic hampers first responders and cleanup efforts. All right, we're going to send things back over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, we're going to get a little sneak peek of summertime.
We're going right into summer, and why not, if we're going right into summer, Scott, why not go in with some record high potential here? So these are the old record highs for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, well into the 80s and near 90 degrees. Tupelo, I think the best chance here of getting some new records, maybe a little bit too warm in Starkville and Columbus, but let's just say it is going to be downright toasty for March. Your full forecast is next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Great to see you on this Wednesday evening. A great day out there. Perfect weather this evening if you are out and about. Summer-like air for the next couple of days. We talked about it going to break. Mid to upper 80s are possible. Maybe some new records. Another chance for some storms late Saturday. But right now, let's concentrate on the quiet weather. A great sunset from Lamar County. You can see that through the pine trees here. And there's Vernon in Lamar County at Durham's Pharmacy again. The clouds moving on through. A great sunset to be had across the region if you're out and about earlier this evening. Absolutely gorgeous. And we are cooling on down now. Louisville, Mississippi, 61 degrees. We have stars twinkling overhead. You may have seen a big bright object in the western horizon this evening. That was Venus, shining very bright right now. Low 50s tonight, if not a few upper 40s in some of those low-lying spots. But a big heat dome is taking shape here across the deep south. It's centered over the Gulf of Mexico, and this will extend into the southeast, and that's really going to get us warm, as we've been talking about here. So I'm going to go with about 86 in Columbus tomorrow and making a shot at 88. Wow, look at that in Philadelphia if we can get it. 85 in Eupora, 84 Starkville, maybe 85, 86 degrees here. Suffice to say, it's going to be a warm day everywhere here, it would appear. 85 in Tupelo, winds from the south at about 10 to 20. Also in West Alabama, very warm. 86 in Sullivan and in Vernon. Here's our first alert forecast for tonight. There's Flan and KC soaking up some sun, and we will be repeating that tomorrow and Friday. Look at those temperatures well into the 80s. Records are possible. Maybe Saturday, too. A good chunk of Saturday will be dry before some afternoon showers and storms come back on into the picture. There's a chance for some strong to severe storms. This would be late Saturday afternoon, I think, into the evening. Just looking at some preliminary data, wind and hail, the main threats here, and probably not so much a tornado threat at this point, but we'll watch it as things come together. And again, that would be late Saturday, so most of Saturday should be okay. Now, leading into that, it's warm, it's quiet Thursday, mostly sunny to partly cloudy around the region. Perhaps a few more clouds as we get into our Friday, but still very warm with a southerly flow coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. And here's Saturday. Again, most of the day is going to be okay. 3 o'clock, I think most of us still dry. There's a front. Lining up right along that front will be that little narrow band of showers and storms. It's going to be pretty tiny in the big picture, I think. It will move on through with that cold front, and then we'll see some quieter weather for our Sunday. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. 86 tomorrow, 87 Friday, 86 Saturday. Lows warming into the 60s. The storms will move through Saturday night. Nice weather on Sunday, 74. 60s to low 70s next week with a better chance for some showers and storms again by Tuesday.
We have more on how you can protect yourself from the coronavirus when we come back.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back, everyone. In the wake of the continuous spread for the coronavirus, restaurants and other businesses are closing. And tonight's Health Talk with Baptist, we learn more on how you can protect yourself at home to fight against COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lee Richardson, and I'm part of the emergency room team at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. Tonight I want to talk to you about how the coronavirus is spread and what you can do to avoid contracting the disease. The virus is thought to be spread mainly from person to person, between people who are in close contact with one another, within about 6 feet for at least 10 minutes, and through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs or sneezes. These lung droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby or possibly be inhaled into the lungs. They also can land on surfaces and live for several hours. Elderly people, individuals with compromised immune systems, patients with heart disease or liver disease, and patients receiving immune suppressant therapies have a higher risk of contracting the virus and developing more serious medical complications. The best way to prevent illness is to avoid being exposed to the virus. There are many steps you can take to help prevent the spread of many respiratory diseases, including washing your hands. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, especially after going to the bathroom, before eating, and after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. Other ways you can prevent illness are avoid people who are sick, avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, stay home when you are sick, clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces with a regular household cleaning spray or wipe. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, when we will discuss the steps that we are taking to protect you and our staff from COVID-19.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle.
Now, to help prevent the potential spread of coronavirus, Baptist Golden Triangle has made significant changes to its policy, visitor policies that is. You can find updates at Baptist Golden Triangle's Facebook page or just give the hospital a call. When we come back, we take a look at how churches are keeping congregations connected during the coronavirus epidemic. Well, the coronavirus has got us looking at how we connect with each other. Throughout Mississippi and most of the country, for that matter, public gatherings are being limited to no more than 10 people, and that's really being felt on Sunday mornings and Wednesday nights. What does social distancing mean for churches? As our Bobby Martinez finds out, it's leading many to new connections, internet connections.
Churches are now feeling the impacts of the coronavirus. Millions across the world gather to honor their religion, but soon, many of them will do the worship online. Nathaniel Houston, pastor at Miller's Chapel Missionary Church in Macon, says some churches are having trouble adapting to the new changes.
Some of our churches don't have the social media skills or the equipment, but we work hard to make sure that we stay in contact with our members through Facebook, through telephone calls, staying in touch with them and making sure that whatever needs they have, we're able to take care of those needs.
And for those churches who do need help, Pastor Ken Nuss of Fairview Baptist Church in Columbus is offering to step in and help those churches in need.
We have offered to any churches, smaller churches that don't have the ability to record their sermons or their worship, to bring their pastors into our worship center and record them preaching a message, and then we can put that on a DVD or a thumb drive, let them take that, and then if they need help knowing how to get that on Facebook or on their live stream site, we can help them with that as well.
Timothy Bailey, pastor for Prepared Table Ministry in Columbus, says this pandemic has given people time to reflect on the good times everyone once had with one another.
Giving us more of an appreciation for the times that we did have when we could congregate together. But I think that overall, the morality of people should increase. Their faith in their respected religions should increase. We're depending on it more and more now.
Now, of course, there's also television. Several churches can be seen on WCBI, CW4, and My Mississippi every Sunday morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back with the last look at your forecast.
We're on Easy Street here in the weather department for the next few days. If you are going to be out and about here, hanging around the house, or taking a stroll, it's going to be warm. A little bit breezy here Thursday, Friday, well into the 80s, lows in the 60s. A chance for some storms late on Saturday, but most of Saturday is going to be okay. Sunday, I think, is great. A little bit cooler, 70s. A little bit more unsettled early into next week. But overall, summer is just really coming on thick here, Scott, as we get into late March.
And
way ahead of schedule.
Ahead of schedule. You know, I have to say, today was such a nice day. It just put a smile on my face seeing the sun. So hopefully everybody else out there is going to enjoy that too.
Make the most of it.
Definitely. Thanks so much, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.